Apparently, this girl is homeless and she works a full time job but stays in a motel to get by. And I think staying in a motel is one of the most expensive ways to live in a place. So, a UK woman has gone viral on TikTok for claiming she's been homeless for over a year, sharing her journey of staying in a motel as she works a full time job. Kaylee Linden, who says she's employed as a home care worker, often details her daily routine to her nearly 40,000 followers on the social media platform. She says she's been placed in the temporary lodging by her local town council while she searches for a permanent place to live. In a clip with 1.4 million views, Linden gets ready for the day as she shares how the council renews her hotel accommodations weekly. She says checkout time often comes in the middle of her workday, so she has to pack up her things early in the morning when she leaves for work, hauling them with her since her stay may not be rebooked. Interesting. This is not what I need before a very long shift today, she lamented in the clip, which was simply captioned stress. So, in a viral video about her meals, Linden revealed she rarely eats breakfast during the week but treats herself on Friday to McDonald's. She also consumed a cup of coffee at work, a sandwich for lunch, and fish and chips for dinner that day. She said it was a good day for food, and it isn't always like this. Obviously, it's a Friday, so I have eaten well this morning. I had about 3 meals, but there are days when I have yogurt, and that is it until 8 p.m. At night, where I might have a sandwich, if I'm lucky, she shared. In the comments, people were aghast that Lyndon could work a full time job and barely afford to feed herself, let alone find housing. Absolutely shocking that this young woman is working and homeless, wrote one stunned person who received over 12,000 likes on the comment. The government needs to step in and help her. She is clearly trying her hardest. No one should have to say it's Friday, so I've eaten lunch, another user said. Hope everything works out for you. And others couldn't understand how someone could be homeless yet afford the nail and lash treatments Lyndon confessed she gets. One TikToker argued she could put the cost of her eyelash extensions towards saving for her house, and the post has reached out for Lyndon for comment. Interesting. So Lyndon claims she became homeless after leaving college, unable to return to her mom's home. She says she initially stayed with friends and boyfriends until she was finally granted accommodations by the council. I want to document it for my own sake because I will probably never get to experience this again, hopefully, she explained, referencing her TikTok series about being homeless, and try to see the good side of things. She says she doesn't own very many items, claiming it causes her stress, not knowing she has a place to stay. So Lyndon's most recent clips feature her hunt for an apartment and her announcement she started a new job. Her videos have reached millions of viewers, motivating young people also facing housing insecurities. This is so inspiring, wrote one viewer. I'm 18 and living in supported accommodations with no job, no income, and no food. I need your motivation. Others share their well wishes for Lyndon, saying they hope she finds long term housing soon. She's not homeless. Come on, media, stop lying. She's houseless, not homeless. Big difference. When I moved to California, I stayed in South Carolina, Florida, New York, and then to California. Living in a motel or hotel was cheaper than putting 3 months down to move into an apartment, plus pay utilities, and be committed to a year long lease that I wasn't sure I was going to be staying in. Houseless is not homeless. Yeah, some interesting comments. I agree with you. Demands for triple rent, credit check fees, etc. by California landlords and their property management pros are out of control. Before foreign investors, foreign immigrants, and the garden variety greedy gangsters clobbered apartment tenants with 1,000 plus rents, homelessness happened to people at risk with substance abuse or vagrancy. Now, working families are living out of a car if they have one. Elder people are living out of a shopping cart, and U.S. military veterans are dying in the park or on the sidewalks. The U.S. needs to force a 25-year moratorium on foreigners buying up USA real estate. We need to house our USA citizens before we make their dreams come true for foreigners. Crazy. In 2000, when I was 22, I worked 3 jobs in order to get into my first apartment. I worked a restaurant 3 days a week, another restaurant 5 nights a week, and as a bar back at a club 2 nights a week. I had no life for a few months, but I had first, last, and security. 6 years later, I bought a house, and I'm on pace to pay my mortgage off 9 years early. Things take time to pay off. Hey, props to you. No more Dems, please. Okay. Others couldn't understand how someone could be homeless yet afford the nail and lash treatments. And that's why I have zero sympathy towards folks like her. She can also get a roommate or two. So, agreed, I had a friend who lost her job, declared bankruptcy, and eventually lost her house, but somehow still had enough money to buy iced tea every day from McDonald's and have her finger and toenails done twice a month. Which I think in total, like if you add that all together, that's probably a few $100 a month that that person's spending. Crazy. She gets a free hotel room and complains that she has it so bad, always the victim. Literally calls herself homeless, and people think it's everyone around her that's to blame. Ha ha ha. That is, if you believe what she tells us, anyways. I definitely don't believe a word on social media, and neither should anyone else. Hmm. So this is about the lack of housing. Let's remember this is the UK. Their landmass would fit 2.8 times just in the state of Texas alone. So there's a lot less land to build homes and apartments on, and here in the US we don't have that problem. She has to stay close to her work as most of them do not have private vehicles and have to use communist transportation. So she doesn't pay for her hotel rooms but complains. The thing is, like, she's working full time. She's not spending any money on the hotel. So, where is all the money going? Like, I don't really understand that. It's like, where is she spending all of the money? Fake eyelashes, plenty of makeup, time to make TikToks. Me thinks her homelessness is by choice, makes her TikToks more interesting, or so she thinks. First of all, she lives in the UK. Second, they do not say how much she makes. Third, others couldn't understand how someone could be homeless yet afford the nail and lash treatments Linda confess she gets. Maybe feed and house yourself before the trips to the spa for hair dye, fake lashes, and manicures. Not the brightest bulb, but most people living off the government aren't. Free hotel room and still has no money, but gets her beauty treatments done. Wow. Yeah, see, I think a lot of like financial issues that people have is more choice than anything else because she's if she's working a full-time job, working 40 hours a week, she should have enough money to pay for a rent, right, of her own place that she doesn't have to worry about getting kicked out. Prison. Homeless yet works full time equals money going where? So wages for that labor is equivalent to around US $7 per hour. Have you shopped for groceries or eaten at McDonald's recently? McDonald's, like, I think I went there one time in like the past couple months, and it was like a $10 meal for like the tiniest sandwiches. Like, Jesus. Burger King in my area starts at $20 and will, after 6 months, pay your college to a BA degree. That's pretty nice. If you have a full time job and can't rent or buy an apartment, it means either you have bad credit or a criminal background. She's in the UK where socialism reigns supreme, so supposedly she would have more permanent shelter from her local housing council. But the priority for the UK housing councils is to protect illegal immigrants, Islamic extremists, and other undesirables from not having permanent shelter addresses. So getting eyelash extensions, overeating, I get the nails, have to look presentable too for work, and have something to feel good about. $40 every month. But eyelash extensions, and they look really stupid and fake. Can't feel bad you're not eating. The full story is not being told. Yeah, like the thing is, no one knows what she's actually going through or what she has to deal with, whether it be like hard or not. But still, she is spending her money on something or somewhere to where she has no money, right? Even with like extremely high rental costs, whatever in the UK, if you're working full time, you could at the very least find a place to pay rent. You may not like it. It might be in a really bad area, but you could afford to pay for it.